Hi there, I'm Laura Lewis, and I am the co-host of the Beyond Face Value show, hosted by Dr. Jill Wade, and with our guest today, Dr. Jody Dana in studio. And how easy is it to get a Hollywood smile? That's a great question, isn't it? Because a lot of us really want that, don't we? If we really think about it. Well, this is the third and final episode in our series on smile designs and smile makeovers. And today we're going to be talking about the completion of your smile makeover, what you've been dreaming about, your seat date. And get ready, you'll find out what that means in just a moment. So here we go. Let's talk about
so excited.
How easy is it to get that?
This is our favorite day.
This is our favorite day.
It's our favorite day because you're already excited about what your smile looks like because you have temporaries. Those temporaries are gorgeous, but they're all one color. Because temporary material only comes in one color.
And can I say something really quick? I know about the temporaries. To really explain that part, is that I know that when I walked out before with my temporaries on the top,
they're all one piece.
It's just one piece, but it doesn't look like it at all. And that's what's so amazing, that you're actually taking my future teeth, or that person's future teeth, creating temps. They walk out and the lab has to make those beautiful veneers, right? And there's tweaks that might have to happen, but that's really what it is.
Absolutely. So you've been wearing these beautiful temporaries and you're super excited about it. It's your day. It's your day to have your real ones. So for me and for Dr. Wade, sometimes our crowns are 3, 4, even 5 shades, depending on what we're trying to accomplish. So
I like to say it's like hair. We have highlights. We have lowlights.
That's exactly right.
We know how to make them look lifelike.
Exactly. If they are all one color, they're going to look like chiclets.
Or fake.
Or fake. Because no teeth. If you looked in the mirror, people, right now, your teeth are all different colors. So we mimic all of that. We mimic it with the whitest color we can possibly mimic, but we still mimic it. I think yours were 4 shades, Laura.
Yeah, I know.
For sure.
For sure.
But on seat date, patient comes in. Patients always want to know, am I going to get numb? Am I not going to get numb? Most of the time, we're going to numb you. Now, do you have to be sedated? Not necessarily, but you can be if that's something that's important for you. But most of the time, we numb. And we want to numb because we want to make sure that we're getting all of the bacteria that's gotten around those temporaries, because they are all one piece. And they're all one piece for a reason. We want to make sure that your teeth don't shift while you're in your temporaries, so your crowns fit you. So then we remove all of those temporaries, irrigate, sterilize all of your gums, your teeth, and we put those in. And for me, I don't know, well, I do kind of know, we take you outside to look at natural lighting, because fluorescent lighting and natural lighting are 2 different lightings, and we want to make sure that we're getting, and that's much more important for someone who isn't doing full mouth.
Correct.
When we're making sure that we're matching as much as possible to things that they already have. Not so important when you're doing full mouth.
Correct.
Yeah.
And so they're coming in about 4 to 6 weeks after the prep.
Yes.
And so you call it seat date.
Seat date.
For what reason? Why do you call it seat date? We're seating
the
we
case.
seat
You're
the
seating.
case.
Seating.
I don't know why we call it seating. We're cementing. I mean, I guess it could be called
bonding.
We're bonding.
We're bonding.
I don't know why we've always called
It's
it
all
a seat
date.
All right.
I like
Seat date.
that.
Seat date's the thing everybody's excited about.
Okay, so some other time in my life, I think I want a seat date in a different way. But okay. So first of all, so are they going to be numbed? So you have to be numbed or sedated, or what? What people are different, I guess. Right?
Everybody's different. In a perfect world, we wouldn't numb you up, because then we can make sure that your bite is great. But let's face it, nobody wants to be in pain. And it's just better for us to know that we're removing these temporaries. You're not feeling anything. You're not worried about air. You're not worried about the water touching the tube. In my opinion, you should be numb.
I numb almost everybody.
Yeah, it really also depends. Have your teeth
But we're
had
really
root
good
canals?
But we're also really good at numbing.
Yes.
Like our techniques are amazing. We have excellent numbing techniques.
Yes.
So, it's not anything bad. I don't want people to think anything bad. Now, we do tend to sedate, what we call conscious sedate, a lot of our patients on the
Prep day.
preparation date, it's a little bit longer, a lot more water, a lot more of the details of how we're going to get everything done, the making of the temporary. So it is a little bit of a longer appointment. And so that extra little sedation, it's really just about keeping the patient comfortable. And we've talked about this so many times, the experience.
Yeah.
It just makes the experience a little bit better. They don't have quite as much memory of exactly what went on. If they've been in the chair for a long time, they really don't remember all of that.
Yeah.
But I would agree, unless somebody had a lot of anxiety, I don't usually tend to have to sedate them on the delivery appointment, but we can.
Yeah.
And that's
it's
fine
up
too.
to you. And it really is up
I
to
know
you.
I've heard you talk about how there are pros and cons to be sedated on seat date, right?
Right.
It's hard. It's hard to
Well,
get the bite.
Well, that and, you really may not have all of your cognitive brain there. And we love to, before we actually permanently cement the units on, okay, however many that is, we do love for you to take a look at it and give us the thumbs up that you are happy with that.
Yeah.
If you're completely out in an unconscious state, if we had the anesthesiologist there,
Yeah.
then you have to go with our opinion
Yeah.
Right.
because you don't really have your cognitive state of mind.
You're not there mentally for you to make that decision.
And isn't there another part where you do that little biting down?
Yes. So the bite is very difficult if you're not there. Even for a single unit crown, it's hard to get somebody's bite right, especially when they're numb. So think about that full mouth bite. You're numb everywhere. So it's really hard to make sure that your bite, but that's where the diagnostic wax up is the most
Absolutely.
important. If you've done your homework before,
Then it should be
then
right.
your teeth go in like clockwork, and your
right.
bite mimics exactly what your temporaries were. So if you've been wearing your temporaries for 4 to 6 weeks while the crowns are being made, your bite is going to be exactly what those temporaries
And I just want to say, as a layperson, to say what we're talking about is my experience as a patient. The bite is where you take that little piece of dyed paper or whatever it is, you put it in between my teeth and say, bite down, and you take a look and make sure that it looks as smooth or feels as smooth
We
as
also have the
possible, right?
electronic bite too. So
I don't know what that is.
So I'll tell you about
Okay.
that. So for a patient that is sedated or numb, we seat everything that day, and we have that patient come back a week later because we want to look at their gums, see how everything's transitioning from having the temporaries off and the new ones put on there. And that's when we start working on their bite. And bite can be just as simple as using that paper that you were talking about
Right.
and finding, like if somebody says, this feels a little high on this side, but everything else feels great. Well, what happens is as soon as you adjust this one on this side, then something else on the other side is a little bit high. So in cases like that, we have at our office, which is called a T-scan, and it's an electronic bite machine. So we put a sensor in your mouth, and it tells us tooth by tooth how many pounds of pressure you're putting on it. And it lets us know if you're hitting higher on one tooth versus the other, because you want your bite to be even everywhere. You don't want one side to be hitting before the other, because that's going to damage the veneers or the crowns that we
It'll
put in.
damage them, but also can it give you headaches or jaw pain if your bite is off? Yes, I know. So it can be done wrong.
It can
This
be.
is a case where if someone walks out with a smile, makeover with new veneers, they're uncomfortable and it's not smooth or whatever, there's something wrong and it's a wrong way to do it. They shouldn't let the patient leave like that.
It goes back to what we talked about earlier, I think on series 2, about the function. Because you broke, chipped, or wore your teeth down before we ever got started because of a functional habit. Likely your muscles have not quite gotten used to not doing that functional habit anymore. So it's our job to be sure that we understand function and that we understand on the delivery and on the week, later, or whatever it is we prescribe for you to actually help you not have that habit anymore and to protect things. Because we believe that the best way that you can ensure that you're not going to again break or have the habits and do the same things is by actually protecting everything in your mouth at night when you're sleeping with some type of device.
The device.
Okay.
The night-
Now,
the-
I say
the
device
guard.
because
The
some people
lovely
hear
night
night
guard.
guards,
Night guard,
we
bite
hear
guard.
retainers, all kinds of different things. We have so many different options of what we can place you into sleep. But my goodness, would you not? I mean, we have insurance on our cars.
Right.
Why wouldn't you utilize this at night to be an insurance that what you've done, the money you've spent, the time you spent on this, that you actually keep it as happy and healthy as it can be, right?
I love my night guard. I have to
love
tell you,
mine too.
I have become, in the beginning, I was like, oh, I could never wear that. Oh my gosh.
Oh, you can.
But just about the investment and also just much more comfortable. I find I sleep better because face it, some of us are grinders or not. I think I am a little bit of a grinder because when I have gone without my night guard, sometimes I feel it in my teeth, maybe a little bit of tension. So
headaches.
I love
Well, and a lot of times from the laboratory that you use, they will not warranty your crowns unless the patient has a bite guard. So like my particular laboratory will warranty their crowns, but they will only warranty the crowns when they know that the bite guard has been made.
Now, I just want to quickly mention, I know that we can show some before and afters. And you were talking about in our last episode, I believe, about was it the why? It was the fellow that you just worked on. So we can show now to our viewers and our listeners. You could come to the YouTube channel and or on the website on Stonebriar Smile Design.
See some of Dr. Wade's and I's work.
So you can see. So right now we can show on the screen. We can go ahead and show the examples of what you dealt with his smile, right?
Yes.
So what are we looking at here when we show these on the screen with him?
So in this particular case, we have before pictures. So getting back to that interview process, we take a full series of what we call cosmetic photos. We take a bite registration to see how overclosed or closed that patient may be. And then that's how we determine where we're going to be afterwards. So the photos show right, left, smile, teeth closed, lips open, and then we go from there to where his diagnostic
So
walks up
I'm going
is.
to pause for 1 second. So now we're seeing his picture on the screen.
Okay.
We just flew it in.
Oh, okay. So
So
we
now,
did.
so
Okay.
in this example.
Well, in this example, you can see the before pictures for him. And the before pictures, right, left, front smile. We want to see how he smiles, what his facial features look like. We want to see if he's canted, because a lot of people's skeletal being is not completely symmetrical. And all of that shows up in the photos. And all of that information is sent to the laboratory when they're doing that diagnostic wax up. So you're going to see all of his befores. Then you're going to see what his teeth look like with the temporaries on there.
Which actually, his before and afters are amazing.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes.
An amazing job.
Thank you.
You
Thank you.
transformed this guy. No wonder he
did.
had a date the
night
after getting
He
it.
did not let me sedate him or numb him. He did not want to be numb on seat date. So then you're going to transition
Must
from
have been a good
your
date.
It was a good date. Well, now he's got 2 girlfriends. So,
Oh boy.
well, he lives in
Okay.
Florida. So he's got one here in Texas and one in Florida. So he's making it work for himself. Good for him. You're going to transition from your temporary picture to his final photos. And the exact photos that we take on your preliminary teeth are the same photos that we take for your after, so everybody can see, hear what he had before and what he has now.
And then you guys, when people come into the office, you can show them a lot of before and afters, because you don't really post a lot of the before and afters online, or you got to get permission.
Yep.
But for me, I'm letting people take a peek inside my experience with the smile makeover, where the smile design on the bottom for me with you. So you'll be able to see my story.
And we appreciate you sharing that with everyone.
Oh, well, you get to see it
because
all.
people want to know. Like, they really
Yes,
want to know the
I
behind
know.
the scene look at exactly
Yes.
what all is going
I
on.
think
Yes.
it's going to be super important for when we're filming that, for people to see what you're feeling like, how you started your day and how you end your day.
Yes, yeah, I think so. So you'll be able to see that story coming up soon.
Yes,
not
we're so
not at a theater near you, but on a YouTube channel,
YouTube
as
channel.
well as on the StonebriarSmileDesign.com website. On the podcast page, you will have these podcast episodes, but also there's a video gallery that you can see that as well. So we've got a variety of places. If you're just listening on your podcast platform right now, check it out. Come see us. Come see what we look like. Come see how gorgeous these beautiful dentists are. And it's going to be fun. So this has been a really great series. It's been highly informative. Way too much information to put into one big giant episode. We could have done it but I think it's a little overwhelming.
It's overwhelming.
So we've got 3 in this episode. And this is the 3rd and final. So it's been really interesting and fun. You guys have anything else that you want to throw in here at the end? I think we've covered the gamut.
I think we have. I just want to say thank you for including me in this because it's my most favorite, most wonderful thing that we can do for our patients.
I agree. It's part of our name, Stonebriar Smile Design. There's a reason.
That's right.
This is what we do. This is what we're passionate about. This is what we love. I want to thank both of you for being here.
Thank you.
Thanks for I guarantee you, I have no doubt that the changes that there are listeners out there right now is going to change their lives. And it's so super exciting to be a part of this. I love dentistry. I love the profession. If there's anything we can do to help you out, please don't hesitate to reach out to us.
Do a teledentistry.
Do a teledentistry. We love what we do. We're passionate about it.
And I just want to say real quickly, too, check out the other episodes, too, because Dr. Jill, you're passionate not only about this, about transforming people's lives, as well as Dr. Dana, but also we're talking about other things like wellness dentistry or even financial things and some other aspects. Heart health, which is really important.
Brain optimization.
Yes.
All of it.
All the things to live your best life. But what is your phrase? Everybody should live their legacy. Right. And I love that.
That's what it's all about.
It is.
We're here on this earth for a very short period of time. And that legacy, who you can touch, who you can help, who you can change, and elevate. That's what it's all about.
Elevate.
I love it. I'm in.
All right.
That's
Great.
it. Thank
you again.
Thank you.
Also, to help us grow and expand our reach, be sure to like and subscribe to this show on YouTube or your favorite podcast platforms such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or whatever you prefer. Just remember, it's time to live your legacy now. I'm Dr. Jill Wade, and this has been the Beyond Face Value Show. Until next time.